60 Minutes Overtime.
January 2022, they're going about their lives. By March, they're living in a completely different country, often away from their parents. Their lives have really been turned on its head. One constant is they're able to continue dancing. Our story this week is about the world of ballet, in particular how it's become a front, an unlikely front, in the war in Ukraine. Olga Smirnova is a rock star. She's a Beyonce of the ballet world, prima ballerina, and she was with the Bolshoi Company, the famous theater in Moscow. She is Russian by birth. She has this celebrity dancer status in Russia. And when the war started, she spoke out against it, left the country. She's now in Amsterdam, dancing with a completely different company. It's really a remarkable show of principle, of courage.
You cannot be interested in politics until the moment when politics will be interested in you, right? So it was the event when you couldn't ignore. You just needed to make a choice.
How's your family doing?
You mean in St. Petersburg? They're good. I hope I can find the opportunity to see them as soon as possible because I miss them. It was a shock for them. And also for them, it's incredible that they leave the Bolshoi because they think the Bolshoi is the best theater in the world and how I could dare to leave this theater.
Sounds like you knew what the consequences were when you made that decision.
Yes, I realized I cannot come back to Russia.
It's very brave of you.
In one way, I didn't have a choice. For me, it was pretty much clear.
Ted Branson is head of the Dutch National Ballet in Amsterdam. He described Olga to us as this uber celebrity, this A-lister. Tell us about the first time you saw Olga Smirnova.
First time I saw Olga was when she was in school still. She was in graduate class, and she was just the most remarkable creature I'd ever seen in terms of such a beautiful ballerina. There was something ethereal about her and something almost invulnerable about her. It was very rare to see that quality.
Just how prominent was she within the Bolshoi?
She's probably the top, one of the two top ballerinas. There's Svetlana Sakharova, who's in parliament and who's closely associated with Putin. And then there's Olga Smirnova.
Since Olga Smirnova left the Bolshoi, Putin, he's executing a war, but he also has such a concern for what's happening at the Bolshoi that reportedly he is installing his own loyalists to take over the Bolshoi. So it goes to show just how tied this theater and ballet is to Russian politics. In the wake of the war, Olga Smirnova says, I'm out. I can't abide by this. Well, she's not the only dancer to have relocated as a result of this conflict. The circumstances are obviously different. This was done with some help and with some brokering, but a number of young top Ukrainian dancers, sort of Olga Smirnova aspirants, have left the country as well under different circumstances, but also on account of this war. We met 5 of these young Ukrainian dancers who had the good fortune of landing in Amsterdam. We met Dima and Maria and Sofia. They came together with one parent in a car. The odyssey to get there, from the traffic jams leaving Ukraine to having to go through Warsaw. I mean, in some cases, this 1,200 miles took a full week. We met Paulina, who figures prominently in our piece. We met Katya as well, who turned 18 the very day the war began on February 24th. Who had photos of herself in basically what amounted to, a fallout shelter. And what you saw were 5 kids that are dealing with an awful lot, but they've gotten to keep dancing. The overriding principle is I can't not dance.
For me, ballet is freedom. While I dancing, I can, it's a kind of speaking. It's speaking with movements.
What do you remember about the first few days of the invasion of the war?
I tried to continue to train my muscles dancing underground.
You were dancing underground?
Yeah.
Where were you dancing?
In the floor.
In a basement, underground?
Yeah.
What's going on now in this ballet world is really destabilizing, and we call it a front of this war in Ukraine, and obviously you really see the after effects, you really see the reverberations of a war.
Dances will go on, choreographers will go on. The work will continue. Theaters, ballet companies, they have survived worse. They have survived famines, revolutions, 2 world wars. I think they will survive this.
Art's going to triumph.
Art's going to always triumph in the end.